Welcome
Right.
to welcome to episode 13 of Soggy Popcorn. I'm here with Simon
13.
again. Yeah, 13.
We're doing,
Unlucky.
we're doing well. We're doing pretty well at 13.
Yeah, it's been a while, but
Yeah,
Sai has
it
now moved
is.
back to the UK. He's one of us
Yes.
again now.
Yeah, I am, and it's depressing because it's pitch black outside at 4 p.m. So the days here feel pretty short. I feel like I should just go back to sleep at 4 o'clock. But suddenly
Does
my
it?
my days have only become about 5 hours long. It's always been
Yes,
like this.
we just live in the night here.
Yeah, I
Um,
know. It was like the first day I got back and it was getting darker at like 3:30. I was like, am I supposed to get back into bed now? No, just go back to sleep. Okay. See you tomorrow. Thanks,
yeah.
Day. That was fun.
Well, it's
Had one
funny
meal.
because yeah, it's funny because like whenever I've been trying to go to the gym in the morning, so it's whenever
Yeah.
I get up, whenever I get up, I get up about 5:30 or whatever, and then like
Fucking hell.
it's not until like when I actually get to the gym, I'm like, oh, it's starting to get light, and
Yeah.
then once I come out and go to work, it's normal, but then like, as soon as I finish work, I come back out and it's pitch black, so I'm like,
Man.
I don't see sunlight. I
Yeah, that's
literally
fucking depressing, isn't it?
no.
I mean, like I'm acting like I didn't spend 30 years of my life in the UK when I did, but I can't. I still like a few years away, and it does actually like you do forget how fucking dark and dreary it is at this time of year. And you
Yeah,
get, like you said, you basically. I mean, I'm essentially unemployed now, so it's fine. I've got all the time in the world. But when you go in the office, or even worse, in like an editing suite or something, um, you literally would not see daylight until probably what, March, April.
yeah,
Yeah.
true.
So,
I mean, for me, it feels like it's when it gets like this, it's always like Christmas. Holidays are
yeah,
coming. Holidays are coming.
and creepy John Lewis adverts.
Oh man, did you see it? It's fucking
Yeah,
terrible.
yeah, I saw it. I saw. I think you posted something about it on Facebook, and I was, I don't know, I was traveling at the time, and then I had to look at it. And it is horrible.
I was
It's just
like,
like so
he's
paedophilic.
he's literally been put on the moon as like a fucking pedophile sex offender,
Yeah, I know.
and then everyone was like, no, but it's about doing stuff for like the old people and they're isolated. I'm like, it's even worse. She sent him like a fucking telescope, so it's like,
Yeah,
here,
look
we're
at
not
me.
gonna come and get you. We'll just
No,
make
I'm just
sure
gonna
you
tease
can.
you from like from so far away, so you can't. It's like, yeah, it's like I don't know.
It's the equivalent of just like opening their curtains, like coming
Yeah.
over to open their curtains, then walking off again, and be like, "There
Oh
you go."
yeah, it's like getting like shooting up in front of a heroin addict, knowing that he can't do it. And you're
Yeah.
just like going, ah,
Merry
what?
Christmas.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Merry Christmas. Here's a telescope to watch me, pedo, because you've been
I
sent to the
know.
moon. And why doesn't they make him look all weird with like kind of spiky hair and stuff?
I know.
Like
He looked like
he doesn't look like a friendly old man. He looks like a fucking creepy one.
yeah, he looked like the guy that goes, "It's Christmas." They was just waiting for him to like scream out, like stand up,
He was
and
only
then
older.
yeah, is that him? Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, he looks like that, but a lot of like slash Jimmy Savile. And
Yeah. But it's also just such a I don't know, it's just really weird. And then yeah, then people are like, oh, they're doing stuff for like Age UK or whatever. And it's like, yeah, they could have just given the money to charity instead of exploiting the
yeah,
isolation
exactly.
of old people to sell more things.
Yeah, but
Um,
it's the fucking advert for John Lewis. If it was an advert for a charity, then it would be like, oh, it's a charity. But then it's like, buy stuff at John Lewis. So how is that going to help? I mean, even if they give money to charity, or it's yeah, exactly, it's still just encouraging people to go out and spunk all the cash they don't have um, on stuff, and they don't really give a shit who they give it to as long as they spend it on John Lewis. So it's kind of
maybe the guy was called John Lewis.
yeah, exactly. It's got nothing at the end. It's just like this has nothing to do with the job. It's completely separate. But yeah, it's pretty creepy.
Yeah, it
Pretty
was
creepy.
creepy.
Yeah, that's the only Christmas advert I've actually watched. So actually, no, just okay. Before we get distracted, but about an hour ago, I was watching TV because I haven't watched like proper UK TV for a while,
Yeah.
and there's like uh, a breast implant advert. Have you seen it?
What?
Yeah, there's like
No.
these girls like going. It was on a crap channel like ITV2 or something, and it was like, Have you ever thought of having breast implants? And these girls in these little dresses.
10-year-old girl.
Yeah, basically, yeah, just going, yeah, even my brother got them. And this 5-year-old kid walks up. No, it's like these girls just like walking around, probably in front of the green screen with this crappy graphics in the background, just like going, "Oh, I'm glad I got mine." Jiggle, jiggle. It's really weird. It's like, like those crappy adverts on, like years ago. You'd have on late night Channel 4. You'd have a program on like Eurotrash style adverts, and it was like on just before Eurotrash or something, and it would show like or end of the year's funniest adverts, and it will show some German advert where like a guy gets a stick out or something, and it's really trashy, and then some lady gets her tits out. It's like, oh,
Tarrant on TV or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, it was like that. It was like one of those adverts, but it was real. And it was British, and it was embarrassing. So yeah, I'm fully getting back into British TV now.
I haven't seen that, and before we go into it, but the Curry's advert with Jeff Goldblum is actually really funny. I actually really liked it. Seen that?
Oh, I haven't seen that. No, I haven't.
It's quite funny. I actually did genuinely laugh as I was watching it.
Hasn't our old friend Christopher Brown got something to do with that?
Right, in that he works for PC World or something.
They play some Currys.
Some Currys, so that's the same company, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I think so. I don't know. Around the same time you posted about that one, he posted about that, saying like, "Super mega proud of doing this." So okay,
well, it is funny. Hats off to Chris Brown for his minimal input. But respect, whatever it is he does. But no, he's primarily a listener.
He is the only person who's ever written into us with questions and stuff. So I don't want to slag him off because he's the only person.
He makes it all worthworthil.
The only reason we do this.
Yeah, literally. So we're going to be moving on to so in celebration of the fact that we watched Spectre, which we'll come on to.
We both watched the same film for once.
Yeah, which seeing as we took such a gap from the last one, it's bound to happen with one film. We're going to be talking about James Bond. So as it's a James Bond special, I'm going to try and rate every single James Bond film from what I think was best to worst. I'm not going to spend too much on it, and the only problem is that
why do you do all of them? Why don't you just do the top 5?
No, I'm all or nothing. But we have to. I won't spend too long on it. But the main problem being is that when I was going through this, I realised that basically every single James Bond film molds into one for me.
Well, it does, yeah. I'm not a big Bond fan, so you're going to have to like clarify stuff for me along the way, because for me, they're all just the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, I will try to do this. I really will. So I'm just going to head straight onto it. So for me, my number one James Bond film.
You go straight to number one for
this. Oh, should I start by the way?
Yeah, because if you start at 1, then you're just going to go. And then end at 23 or something.
Yeah, that's true. Again,
then in like 2 hours, you'll be like, so 22.
Yeah, come on. We're almost there. We're almost at the worst film, guys. Yeah, exactly. We almost made it.
Yeah, finally, my least favourite Bond.
Which you will be difficult to knowing.
Yeah, it's like, why would you know your favourite 5 hours ago?
Okay, good point. We have to keep Chris Brown listening for as long as possible.
Yeah, because we almost lost Curry's.
Exactly. He almost left him with Jeff Goldblum. So the worst one was is Tomorrow Never Dies. Do you remember that one?
Tomorrow Never Dies.
It's the newspaper. It's Pierce Brosnan. The newspaper one was terrible. Hated it.
What did I have to do with newspapers?
It was basically, imagine Rupert Murdoch is the bad guy.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, who was the bad guy?
I can't remember who played him. I think it was that
Jonathan Pryce.
Yeah, Jonathan Pryce.
Not that I know anything about Bond. I just thought I'm lying.
I was going to say I was going to say fucking hell. Just going much about Bond.
Move over because I think I should be doing this list. No,
yes, I just googled
it. So I don't think I even saw that film.
No, it's fucking awful. And I'll try and do this as good as I can. The world is not enough. Is
Another
whatever
Brosnan.
number that is. Yeah, poor Brosnan gets a bit of a rough time in this, but world is not enough is I can't even remember who's in it. I can't even remember what it was about. Yeah, I just remember it being a shit fucking.
It's the
terrible.
one. It's
I
the,
might
it's,
have
I
to
know that
Google.
where you're kind of doing this blind by memory, and I'm the one like fact checking against the internet.
So
But it's
I'll try and fact check it as
it's
well.
the Denise Richards one. Yeah,
That's it. When she plays Christmas or whatever, and he goes, Christmas comes early.
yeah, and then they like, what did they like ride the oil pipeline or something, don't they?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and Robert
Yeah.
Carlyle, he can't feel pain.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
why can't he feel that? Stupid. Oh
yeah, he's
yeah, he
got a
had
bullet
something
lodged or something in his head.
his butthole. Oh yeah, his brain. Yeah, that was it.
His butthole.
Oh yeah,
He's
we
been
were wrong.
raped. He's been raped in his bumhole so many times he doesn't feel pain.
Still got bullets in there.
He's
Okay, so that's your second worst. So
second worst. I really wish I put numbers next to these. Third worst is, and this is a bit tough actually, but I've put it in as Living Daylights because it's Timothy Dalton, and even though, and if you remember, it was him with the cellist. That's all I remember about it. And at one point, I think he's riding the cello down some fucking ski slope or something stupid.
okay, yeah, that rings a bell.
But it was just so boring. It was so slow and so boring, and there wasn't really that much action. It was a shame because I really thought Timothy Dalton could have been a good Bond, but just it didn't really get the right. It was just a bit of a dark time, wasn't it? For that time.
Yeah, they didn't know what was going on there.
Yeah, shame. But
yeah, okay.
one above that is, and this is a bit harsh, but is Octopussy.
Okay.
And if I don't remember much about it, in that it was, I mean, again, all these kind of roll into one for me. I remember it's something. It was India at some point. Was in there. I'm now just trying to look it up, but at the same time, they're in India at some point, dressed as a clown. There we go. Yeah, and all this stuff, and I just thought it was a bit shit and a bit stupid. If I remember rightly, it wasn't one of his best, and I generally think because we grew up on Roger Moore ones, but
yeah, exactly. That's why I thought, oh, aren't they good? But yeah, I mean, this was really, this is when we were really young. Actually, yeah, this was made the same year we were born.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make them actually good.
No, I think it's a clown thing. As I look back on it, that really,
yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, why the fuck? Why would Bond dress as a clown?
I know, it's weird. There's just loads of fucking weird things which I completely forget about until I look back at them. And then the next better one is Die Another Day.
Okay.
I think, like, I mean, a lot of people say that might be the worst.
That's Brosnan as well, right?
Yeah, and that was with Halle Berry, and it's with the one with Madonna in as well. And the problem is that I didn't.
Jinx.
For me, yeah, I mean, I didn't mind it as much as I don't know, like I've put it way down near the bottom just because it is terrible, but it wasn't as bad as that recent, as I said, like World Is Not Enough, Tomorrow Never Dies. Out of that lot, it's a little bit better than those. But
was this the one with the? Which was the one with like the ice hotel and they were?
Yeah, that's that one.
That was this one, right?
Yeah, and he's got the invisible car.
Yeah, it's a fucking BMW, isn't it? That's where they went wrong. They went to BMW for like 3 or 4 films, didn't they?
Yeah, that was all Brosnan days.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then the next one I've got is, which might be a bit harsh, is For Your Eyes Only. Again, it just kind of goes under that for me. Just by the numbers Bond thing.
Yeah. Who was the Bond in that one?
That's Roger Moore again, and it's I think it's in a submarine.
Yeah. Oh yes. More KGB shenanigans.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's just completely. I can't even remember it. It's just turns into like nothing, which sounds really harsh, but yeah.
To do with like hanging off a helicopter or something.
Yeah, probably. Like most of them.
Yeah.
Then one up from that is, and this is probably given away, I think later, is I put a Spectre.
So you didn't think it was that great then, huh?
No, but we're going to that later.
I thought Spectre would be off this list just for
that reason.
Yeah, for that reason, yeah. But
Yeah,
you know where
there
you're
is. It's already there. But yeah, sorry, maybe I should have kept it off. But
too late now.
And above that is the man with the golden bum.
Oh, yeah.
People sometimes say that's kind of their worst one, maybe as well. Like everything's going, it's not that great. But I genuinely really liked the fact that Christopher Lee had 3 nipples.
Yeah, why did he have 3 nipples?
I can't remember.
Yeah, but he was good. He was a good villain, though.
He was, yeah, Manja or something like that.
Scatman, yeah.
Scatman John,
Yeah.
his golden gun. But
Oh, that was the one at the end. He was in. Oh yeah, the trippy funhouse at the end.
yeah, it was all in
Oh yeah, it was
Thailand, wasn't it?
weirdly. Yeah, yeah, it was, wasn't it? Oh yeah, it was all
Again, it was
bit
okay.
exotic and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if people might be listening to this going, oh no, Thingy's so much better than that, they might be right without actually
I
sitting
remember
through and looking through them all again. I'm just going here by memory and
it was kind of
ITV.
like Enter the Dragon, wasn't it? Bruce Lee, like he was taken to an exotic island, right, and then had to like
Yeah, but it was
challenge to get to the bad boy at the bad guy at the end or something.
I think so. Yeah, it was just so. If I remember rightly, it was just quite boring.
Yeah.
Until near the end, and just the only good bits were Scatman John, and he was. I remember thinking he's just kind of lays around with his 3 nipples out a lot. He doesn't really do that much.
Twisting his 3 nipples.
Yeah, one by one.
But even when I was young, watching the Roger Moore films, I always thought he was too old. Anyway, he was kind of boring, you know. Towards
Roger
the
Moore.
end, yeah, he was pretty old by the end of his.
He was, yeah. He's pretty old. I mean, I think that was his second one, no, maybe third. But yeah, I mean, I liked his whole, like, nod, wink, wink kind of thing, and that he was like Mr. British gentleman. Like he was the saint, basically, just playing another role.
But he was like, he was super pervy though.
Yeah, but
everything was like a double entendre, wasn't it? Like his name.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I don't think he was. For me, he's still a good Bond, but yeah, I mean, it was always Connery, but
yeah, still best.
So above that is Quantum of Solace, which was pretty bad, but I don't think was as bad as what some people maybe remember it for. It just got like really bad towards the end, but that initial fucking car chase scene.
Yeah, that was good.
That was one of my favorite car chases, if I remember rightly. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, a lot of people have like thought that they dropped the ball with Quantum of Solace with like the new ones, but I don't remember hating it. I thought it was okay. I wasn't too keen on Gemma Arterton. I remember that Strawberry Fields, but I did like the whole Olga Kurylenko stuff. Yeah, I can't remember how it ended though.
It was in the big water factory place. I mean, it was all about water, wasn't it, in the end?
Yeah.
But I remember thinking, oh, they've got that guy to play the bad guy, and he just looked like bored, like throughout the whole thing, just like whatever. Just
the guy. Oh yeah, the guy who was. Oh wait, what else was he in? He's a German guy.
Diving Bell and the Butterfly, I think.
Yeah,
is the only thing I can top of my head.
Yeah, because he had a lot of hype actually, didn't he, going into that film?
Yeah, exactly. This was like him and his, his biggest, and not that he was bad at it. It was just like, oh, he's just not really doing that much, especially just after Le Chiffre. Fucking Madelson or whatever his name is, just being amazing. And then above that, I've got License to Kill, which is Timothy Dalton, which, if I remember rightly, was a lot better. Like the first time I watched it, I remember thinking, and this is as a kid, like, this is so boring. And then I watched it again, I think about 4 years ago, and I remember thinking, oh, this isn't too bad actually. Like it's basically James Bond going, I'm just gonna go rogue and go on my own.
Yeah, I remember thinking it was cool actually. I don't remember much about the plot or anything, but I remember enjoying it as a kid.
Yeah, I mean, it feels more like that first like Mission Impossible film where, even though like that was obviously massive, but like it was a bit like conspiracy and a bit more thriller than like the other James Bonds.
Yeah, that's what I kind of remember.
Yeah, that is that right. And above that, I've got On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Again, weird because people are like, oh, he was like the worst Bond, but He kind of was, but at the same time, that he was kind of misplaced a little bit. But I don't think he was like that bad. But
Yeah.
also, that film generally is just weird. Like every time I watch it, I'm just like, this is just weird. It's a James Bond film, and I don't. It's got all like the
Yeah. How many times have you
ticks all the
watched
James
it?
Bond boxes, and I've only seen it twice. But
But that's one that is like one of the standout film that doesn't really fit in as a traditional Bond, doesn't it?
yeah,
That's what a lot of people would say anyway.
yeah, and for good reason. But also, it's
Well, some people don't even class it as a proper Bond film, do they? Because it was what was his name again?
Lazenby.
Lazenby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he was he wasn't. I don't think he was that bad in it. He just looked like he wanted to kind of make it his own. He just wasn't that great an actor. But as a
Mm.
film, it's a real like weird standalone
Yeah.
story, which I just generally quite like. I just think it just is a bit different. Um,
Yeah.
and then above that, I've got and this film sometimes makes it onto people's lists and sometimes doesn't. When I was like research, when I typed in a list of Bond films, whatever, I went to Wikipedia. I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, they've missed a film out. And I was going through it, and I was like, definitely, and maybe it went under a different title or something like that. But is Never Say Never Again, which I swear begins with James Bond in like a retirement home or something like that.
Who's it? Who's Bond in that then?
It was Sean Connery, but he'd done it after Roger Moore had already done one.
Yeah, when he came back.
Yeah, so
Well, Connery came
someone
back for a few of them, didn't he? Old Connery.
who Connery?
Yeah, he came back for a couple, didn't he? Was it just
I
that?
think he only came back for this, but I might be wrong.
Oh, okay.
But if someone knows more about it, then tell me. I mean, maybe it's not. I'm pretty sure it's an official James Bond film, but I remember watching it thinking, so hold on, he is a retired spy, and now he's back out, and like Connery does look fucking old in it as well. I mean, this is when
Yeah.
he's starting to like really age. Like bearing in mind this is the 80s now, and he'd been
But it's
doing
the same year as the which Roger Moore one. Yeah,
Thunderball, wasn't it?
yeah, two Bond. Yeah, so two Bond films came out in the same year.
Yeah, this is what I mean. I don't understand. Like someone will have to talk me through it because it's
Yeah, we need a proper Bond geek, don't we, to help out with this?
yeah.
So it's the same year as Octopussy. 83.
Oh, is it Octopussy? Okay.
Hmm.
What did I say?
Okay.
Thunderball.
Yeah. Yeah, but that Never Say Never Again is apparently based on Thunderball,
Oh, that's what I'm thinking.
which has already been made. So it's kind of like a remake, kind of.
Oh, it's so weird. Like we need a Bond expert to tell
Yeah,
us.
I don't know.
But
I don't want to spend much time with a Bond expert, so
no, I know what you mean.
get out straight away afterwards.
The one above this, and everyone hates this one, but I really like it because for me, it's got Christopher Walken as the bad guy. It's got Grace Jones, and the idea, and when Roger Moore is seducing Grace Jones,
I know, it's great.
it is, yeah. I'm just like, this is amazing. Like when he's like in that bedroom and Grace Jones walks in, it's like, hold on, is Grace Jones gonna have sex with Roger Moore because she's gonna kill him?
That was like my childhood. I remember just thinking, I don't know. I guess that was probably my first like introduction to on-screen
A black woman.
Yes, I was trying to think of the most politically correct way of saying it, but yes, that you can have sex with black women.
You can be white and have sex with a black woman.
Yeah.
He's like half your age, double your size.
Yeah, exactly. He's got like a high top or whatever.
Yeah. If I did like it in Christopher Walken just with that fucking bleach blonde thing, and also
Yeah,
if I
he was
remember Duran did the fucking soundtrack for it, and I love that song.
Proper 80s, isn't it? Max Azorian, that was his name, isn't it?
Fuck yeah, good. I was about to say good knowledge, but you're googling it.
Yeah, I'll never know that. But that was kind of like when Bond was at its most ridiculous, though. You know
yeah, it was a little
like,
bit.
Bond villains were really like anime, really like caricatures.
Yeah.
And now not so much, but I guess they're still kind of like quite charismatic. But yeah, that was really like everything was over the top.
Yeah, it was. But I don't know. For me, that was like as you said, that was like my childhood Bond film, View to a Kill.
Yeah, I think so. For me too. That and one that you haven't mentioned yet.
Yeah, which we will.
Oh,
I've got another like 10 left or so. Diamonds Are Forever, one above that. I don't remember that much about it, but I remember it's got it's Spectre stuff in and Blofeld or whatever.
Well, yeah,
rightly.
loads of these have Blofeld in, which is
Yeah, they
something I
do.
want to talk about later. But yeah, let's come back to that
We'll
because
come back to it.
that confuses me.
That's true. The one above that is Moonraker, which I know again some people are a bit like, oh, it's a bit shitty.
Yeah, so that for me is like probably the Bond film I saw most as a kid.
Yeah, James Bond in space.
Yeah,
Wicked.
exactly. Yeah, it's wicked. It's like Pinocchio in space. Remember that? That really
Remember
like
what?
Pinocchio in space.
Pinocchio in space.
Yeah, you remember Pinocchio as a kid. One of my earliest memories as a kid is going to see Pinocchio at the cinema, and you were probably there. I don't know, but like my mum taking me and my friends to go and watch Pinocchio. But there's Pinocchio.
Yeah.
But that might have been when I was like a baby or something. But then there's Pinocchio in space, and like, do you ever, when you were young, did you ever have like the film or TV series that you watched when you were ill at home from school, and you're like, oh, okay, let's just put this on. But like I had when I was, if I was ever like ill at home, I had the day off or pretended I was ill and didn't go to school, I'd always watch this for some reason. It's just like a VHS that was like always ready to go, and it's Pinocchio in space, and it's really
Is that
fucking trippy, man.
1965?
Is it 96? I don't know why that VHS was always, but in the VCR. But yeah, it was in 1965, the animated one.
Yeah,
Obviously,
I'm looking at it now.
yeah, it's really trippy, man. It was like, yeah,
I see loads of little blonde American kid.
it's I don't know. It was really weird, and he had this little like friend dude. I guess it was the Jiminy Cricket character who went into space with him.
Yeah, it's a little parrot thing looking at it.
That parrot thing, yeah, and it was really weird, man. It was like whoever made it was like off their face on acid. But I used to watch that a lot as a kid. So anyway, yeah, if Pinocchio can go to space, then James Bond can as well.
I have to check that out. Okay, next one up I've got for your for your eyes only. Have I already said that? No, forget about that.
Yeah.
What have I said that? What am I thinking of? Oh, You Only Live Twice.
Yeah, man, even the names are fucking, they get confusing.
I know that I've literally, it was tough doing this.
Yeah.
You Only Live Twice. I can't even remember what that's about.
The title makes no sense, so I'm sure the film didn't either. I can't remember who was even in
that was Connery again.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which one's this? Fucking hell. Nuclear war. One of the crafts has landed in the Sea of Japan. Oh, is this where he's the fucking? No, it's not. I was going to say, is this where he becomes a ninja? But I don't think it's this one.
This is Blofeld as well, right?
Yeah, oh, that's it. Yeah, it is. He does become a ninja. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
This is actually.
Yeah, he does. He becomes a ninja. It's great.
Is this the first film with Blofeld in it?
I think it might be. Yeah. If it's the one, it's this one where he goes. It's the volcano. It's the big volcano.
Yeah. Well, this is the whole. Man. This is like the whole Austin Powers spoof stuff about the ultimate megalomaniac, Bond villain in living in the volcano.
Yeah.
Having like a swimming pool full of piranhas or some stupid shit that he's going to drop into.
That's right. Yeah, and I loved it, and
that was great. Yeah, that stuff was it was also over the top. Yeah, it was cool.
I do love that one. And then the one above that, maybe I placed it too high, was Skyfall.
I really liked it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I didn't think it was amazing, but when I was going through this, I was like, oh, maybe I liked it better than what I initially thought I did.
That's my favorite of the new ones is still Skyfall, I think. Or
really?
Okay. But yeah, I remember I really enjoyed Skyfall.
Okay, interesting. And then above that, I've got Thunderball, which is Spectre again. Oh God, you know what?
Yeah,
it's tough going through this, and now I'm going back through it, and I still can't remember. A lot of stuff on the beach. Oh yeah, because he's like diving stuff with his diving gun.
Yeah.
And he's got the jetpack and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And that's more like, I haven't seen it in a while, so it's more for nostalgia reasons. So maybe it's not as good as what it is in my head, but
probably not.
But for me, it's pretty good. So above that, I've got GoldenEye, and I bloody love GoldenEye.
Yeah, that was wicked.
Sean Bean being pretty cool. And it was just that whole beginning of the 90s action stuff. And Pierce Brosnan was great.
That's definitely his best one. And then the computer game spin-off that everyone loved.
Yeah, exactly. And then yeah, which is the whole thing. And then I've got Doctor No above that, because I really liked Doctor No. I know everyone was
Yeah,
like, "Oh,
man.
it's like a good, solid start," but whatever.
Really,
I
I've
remember,
always thought it's probably the most iconic of, it's the first one, but it's got some of the most iconic scenes in it,
yeah,
especially the whole Ursula Andress stuff. But yeah, I thought it was great, right? Isn't it?
yeah.
I probably barely remember the plot, but
Well,
still.
this is it. Like, I haven't seen it in probably about this. Well, it's just pretty terrible me doing this anyway. But I haven't seen it in about 7 or 8 years. But which I still feel is pretty recent. But it was. I remember thinking, oh man, this is actually a really solid standalone James Bond. I mean, they all are in their own way, but
Yeah,
to be the first one was pretty good. But yeah, I don't know.
yeah, I thought so.
And then the one I've got above that is The Spy Who Loved Me.
Mhm.
And then I have to bring that up again. Again, it's got, like, for me again, it was more to do with nostalgia. Maybe it's got Jaws in.
George's in that as well, isn't he? Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I remember it was just the general. Is this a submarine one again? Fucking hell.
Yeah, yeah. I think some underwater stuff going on in this one.
Okay, and again, it was more to do with the fact that I remember this as a kid, and thinking this was really super cool. And whenever it came on, like, what, it was always, I swear, like every Saturday it was a James Bond film.
Yeah, yeah.
And whenever I saw that it was The Spy Who Loved Me, I remember thinking, yes. And I don't really know why, apart from the fact that it had the car. That's right, as well.
The
Which
underwater.
went, yeah, the underwater car.
Yeah,
So just loads of little bits like that, which were pretty cool.
yeah,
And then above that, I've got Live and Let Die. Live and Let Die. Bam.
That's
Not
one
only
of the
because of
best
the,
songs.
yeah, which is probably the best,
Yeah.
probably best James Bond song. And that is, if I remember rightly, that's the Voodoo one.
Oh yeah.
Where it's got, yeah. And it was like basically the blaxploitation
Yeah,
James
yeah,
Bond. And
yeah.
I fucking loved it. I remember loving it. And it's got where
I
it's
remember
got the sharks
yeah.
and stuff, and it compressed gas bullets and all this stuff. And it's got
Oh
fucking,
yeah, they're cool
what's the
gadgets and
name?
stuff.
Yeah, and it's got Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, whatever her name is, like being super hot in it. Jane Seymour, that's it.
Yeah,
um, yeah, and whoever the voodoo guy was, the witch doctor.
yeah. It was.
Um,
I remember thinking that was pretty freaky at the time. It was
yeah,
probably
and the
full
guy with
of
the
like,
metal hand.
yeah. It was probably full of political incorrectness as well. Basically, like black people are scary and will curse you with their voodoo. But
Maybe.
I can't
Yeah,
remember.
I mean, to be honest, thinking back, I never even thought about that, but yeah, it's possible. And then I've got, as the third best one, and maybe it's too high, but I've got From Russia with Love, which was the second James Bond film, and if I remember
Yeah, I don't
rightly,
remember anything about it.
it had like the little helicopter, and it just basically took everything in Doctor No and just times it by 10, and it was just a very. I remember it was the main evil guy. If it was like some blonde, I want to say Russian. Well, it must be Russian because it's From Russia with Love, and yeah, and that's basically what I remember. I just remember it being a super, tight story, and had all the classic James Bond, Sean Connery stuff
Yeah.
in it. But it was just like a bit. It was just classic James Bond. Basically, it's like the perfect kind of, almost
That has
perfect James Bond film.
the original train carriage fight scene, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it. They've got a great train carriage thing.
yeah. Okay, I remember that's what's famous about it. Yeah, of course, because they're going on the Trans-Siberian Express, right, or something like that. Well, the Oriental
Yeah,
Express,
that's right. Yeah, something like that.
and then they kill that dude, and they're like, okay, well, let's fuck, I guess. And that's always the way. What else is there to
Yeah,
do now? Okay.
what happens on every train journey?
Yeah.
Um, and so above that, I've got Casino Royale, the what's it, Daniel Craig one, which
Yeah,
I
that
still
was
to
wicked.
this day love. Oh man, I'd watch it again now in a heartbeat and
Yeah.
still love it.
Yeah, it was
Um,
good. That was awesome because especially because it was like the first Bond in a while. Well, and especially the first good Bond in a while, and they completely changed it. Daniel
yeah,
Craig's first one, wasn't it?
that's right. And man, phew, that's a good one. And for me, top James Bond film, number one, big number one, was
Yeah,
Goldfinger.
yeah.
which just had everything. I don't know, just like a great villain,
Yeah,
great story, loads of great scenes. James Bond at his best, all the classic James Bond tropes.
and that had Odd Job in it, right?
That was our job, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
Odd Job, great name.
Odd job.
Yeah.
Why do they call him odd job? It's
I
like
don't
literally
know.
like he just does the odd job here and there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like that's the thing. So when I think about, imagine like you don't know anything about, like, imagine if a film was to come out now and it had this like tiny fat, like what was he, like Chinese man or something with like
I know. God
with a
knows what
hat, yeah, with a
pygmy or some
hat,
shit. Yeah.
pick me, with a hat that like just kills people, and you'd be like, what? Like
Yeah.
why?
You
What's
must be called
that?
Odd Job.
Yeah, it must be called.
And
That's just
it was
it.
just so
And
fake as well to be able to kill people with a hat. That's the thing with like that era of James Bond. It wasn't grounded in any reality at all, which obviously changed a lot throughout the years, and especially with the whole Daniel Craig stuff. But
yeah,
you wouldn't be able to kill anyone with that stupid hat. And did it like fly back into his hands like a boomerang as well?
yeah, I think
So,
so.
like
Maybe
the physics of it just don't work. It's so stupid.
it's just a
Well, I
weird
did everything
weapon.
about it because like killing people, painting someone with gold. Did like Goldfinger kill people, paint them after he killed them, or did
I
he poison
I
them
don't know. I
with
can't
gold and
remember.
they turned gold? I can't even remember. I can't
I
remember.
can't
But
remember,
it seems
but
a lot of trouble to paint someone entirely with gold, like
I
spray
know
painting, like really nice even paint job as well. After you've killed them, surely you just
that's
want
true.
to get away from the scene.
But I just like the decadence, just that pure like, decadence of it all. It just screams like
Yes.
campy James Bond.
Yeah, it's
That's
pretty campy, isn't it? It is like the best calling card ever. Like, oh, another gold corpse. I wonder who this could have been.
yeah. This is my work.
Yeah,
Been
pretty cool.
good.
Yeah, there you go.
So
Done the whole lot.
that's it. And the whole lot. Fucking hell. That's a real effort. So I'm going to stop speaking now for a bit. Why
Well,
don't you tell me what you thought of?
should I go through my 20? Okay, so my number
Yeah,
20. We're going to be here a
yeah.
while.
The thing is, you could say anything, and I'd be like, "Yeah, all right," because I totally don't remember all of them.
Yeah,
Then
well, that's
maybe that
exactly
one
what
was really good.
that's exactly what that's how I was reacting with the last 20 minutes. Yeah. Yep, okay. I can't argue with that. Because I can remember it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
should we talk about Spectre then?
Yeah, go on, hit
Yeah,
me.
but
What
a
do you
lot of
think?
my, but well, I don't know because you're like now have become the Bond expert of the two of us. It's going to be a lot of me asking you stuff about it. I didn't really enjoy it, and I didn't have any expectations going in. Not to say they were low. I just didn't have high or low expectations. I wasn't
Yeah,
even the film obviously was on my radar because it was like being pushed onto my radar by everything and publicity and product placement and shit. But I wasn't really looking forward to it, and it feels like it's I don't know. It's just the Star Wars train had already started, so Bond was like, oh yeah, quickly we'll just watch Bond before everyone goes crazy about Star Wars. So for me, the timing wasn't great anyway, so I wasn't all that excited about it. Um, but yeah, so I was pretty disappointed actually. It felt like just a complete throwback to the olden Bond days,
yeah,
and it just felt really lazy. So like sitting down watching it, I was kind of like, okay, I haven't really thought or hyped myself up for this at all. I just automatically bought a ticket because everyone else is, and it's the new Bond. And then the opening scene with like the whole jumping in the helicopter and all this kind of stuff, I was like, oh yeah, okay, that's it. Bond film start with an action scene. Okay, this is alright. Yeah, it's be fun. Then after that, I was a bit like, oh, so what's new? What's going to be new here? What are we doing? We're going to be going to some crazy exotic place we've never been to, or is Daniel Craig going to die basically and come back to life? And then nothing new happened throughout the whole film. And then I had this like increasing feeling of just like, oh wait, hasn't this happened before? Isn't this like, it just kind of started to feel more and more like an actual remake of a Bond film I couldn't put my finger on. So it could have been any of them, like probably 70s Bond films or something. And then, yeah, so I don't want to, I guess we can't really spoil it too much, but as the film goes on, it just had these real cliche Bond moments, like, he's going to get fucking killed by some laser in 5 seconds if he doesn't do this, and exploding watch gadgets, and you know what I mean? It just felt like it had all the cliches. And
I
then towards the end, I was thinking
yeah,
like, is this on purpose or is it an accident? It felt like they'd watched the Bond films, forgotten they've watched the Bond films, thought they'd made something original, but actually they've just copied the stuff they've watched, but forgot they did it. And then I was thinking, all right, maybe it's just a homage, and maybe this is just like Daniel Craig's final Bond film, and then Sam Mendes' final thing. So they're just like going, yeah, this is the way Bond films should have been all along. But it just felt like lazy end of contract kind of stuff to me. So I didn't really like it much at all. Um,
yeah. I mean, I agree. I mean, it was like there was for me throughout the whole thing. I was like, there's nothing makes sense.
yeah,
Like what the way he goes about it, what he's trying to do, and everything. I was like, it's just completely out of character, and everything that's been built up in the films before. Okay, so for instance, for one thing, the fact that they're like, oh, here's the inside of James Bond's like flat, and
yeah.
it's like he just lives like an idiot or something,
No, I
and it's
know.
like, don't want to see that. I
Yeah,
really don't. That's a really cheap way of trying to like give him some character.
especially where it's like, yeah, it was so predictable. Like that, it showed his flat going, it's got a nice flat, and oh yeah, look at the flat. His paintings and his artwork on the, he hasn't put them up on the wall, so they're just lying strewn along the floor. So it's like, yeah, okay, he's been there a while, but he hasn't even had the time to move in properly. And then you get that just from looking at the mise en scene, don't you? And then Thingy comes in, Moneypenny, and says, "Oh, have you just moved in?" Then he's like, "Oh no, I've been here a while. Wow,
Yeah, like why?
so why did you have to put that line in? We could tell anyway. Any educated film fans are gonna, well, anybody is gonna see. Okay, this guy is just he's living in this apartment, but all he really has is a bottle of whiskey, and you know, he doesn't really spend any time there. That's fine. You don't have to drive it down our throats. And it felt like the whole film was like that, just holding your hand the entire time, and everything was pure convenience. You know?
Yeah. No, so, I can. It's just like with that when it's like, oh, and because I hate Judy Dench, and the fact that it's like, oh,
Yeah,
here's Judy Dench going, hi Bond, if I die, I need you to kill this person. Cheers, see ya.
yeah,
And he's like, so I've been instructed, and it's like, why is she
yeah.
suddenly saying this
She may as well have
now?
said like, if you can't bother to think of a plot for the new film, here's one, and that was it. So it was like, again,
Yeah,
everything was just so convenient, and then like them acting as if the last two or three films led up to this was really lazy, and it was like those stupid flashbacks of the faces of the people,
oh,
like and then whoever the fuck else died along
yeah.
the way. It was like flashback, and then Benicio del Toro flashback face. I was like, oh, so they didn't mean anything those last films. So forget about those. It's all about this one. So it was all leading up to this. This is the real baddie, and I hate it when franchise films do that
But
because
they didn't.
it belittles the stuff that's already been made, doesn't it?
Yeah,
For their own convenience, and then it's just lazy kind of um, writing to say, oh, this is the main thing that's been going on all along, and this is the big boss at the end, and it was all bullshit. So you know that they're just making this up late after the fact.
yeah. It's
So
just exactly they're doing it as they go along. I always think
yeah,
it's, as you were saying, it's terribly lazy. Like the fact of the matter is that Thingy, Christoph Waltz, like the
mm.
history that they tried to give him a Bond was weird, really
Well,
weird.
this is what I'm going to ask you. Like, what is going on there? I mean, we're
That's,
going in
I don't know.
spoiler theory, but I kind of have to. Like,
Well,
is it?
we could do it a little bit, but like they're just trying to do it like there's a personal history between him and Bond that goes back to when they were kids.
But
But the thing is, they don't.
is he the same character in previous films?
What do you mean?
Blofeld. Uh,
Oh, well, I mean, Blofeld's always been like the head of Spectre or whatever,
yeah. So
but
it's
it's never been like, oh, do you remember when we were kids? Like, well,
yeah,
maybe,
but
but I
then
never remember that.
why are they bringing him back? So they're basically remaking stuff then.
Well, yeah, I think they're just like, oh, look, this is Blofeld, like the same way it's,
Why?
I don't know, just having it. Well, that's what it is as well, because it's like he's hardly in it, Christoph
Yeah.
Waltz, and then there's literally at one point he has to explain. He's going, "Oh, all those bad characters that have been in the previous films. Actually, they've just been working for me the whole time." It's like, well, whoa, hold on,
Yeah.
like what?
Exactly. Yeah. They're
Like,
nothing. I'm the one. They're
yeah,
nothing.
I'm not. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
controlling it the whole time, and it's like, but you're shit, mate. Like
Yeah.
you're
Exactly.
Google. And when he's like doing that little, there's that torture scene. That was one of the worst scenes I've ever seen in a
Yeah,
James
but
Bond
that,
film
yeah,
ever.
it was so fucking. I mean, predictable for one thing, but it was just like really cheaply done, just in this white room, him sitting there, and like, oh man, it's just frustrating. Again, it goes back to the old Bond days where he's thinking, just get a gun out and shoot him in the head. Why'd you have to go through this whole
I
fucking
know, it's weird
yeah,
process. But
yeah,
also, it's like he's going,
this whole
oh, us when you're
theater of
seeing him.
I want to watch you die slowly, um, but I'll give you every chance that you can to escape before you do.
That's it. And he's got his like fucking watch. He's been given an explosive watch. This isn't a spoiler, but like
Yeah,
he's like trying to like use it. And I'm like, what is his? And I remember before what happened. I remember watching it going, what is his end game out of this? Why is he trying to make his like? What could he do? His hands are tied up. And then
yeah,
like when the girl comes over and he's like, I love you. And it's like you literally met her 5
yeah. I
seconds
know.
ago.
Yeah, exactly. She's half your age, and yeah, you met her about like yesterday.
Exactly. And
Like
it's like we
you
love
kind
each
of
other.
expect her to be like, oh, I kind of didn't really see you that way at that point, but obviously not.
Hello.
But yeah, that relationship, what's down onto the relationship, just didn't really work for me.
No, it was so you broke up a little bit there in my ear, but yeah, it was weird. And just like the whole it's like so after that scene where it's like, I love you, okay, we'll be in lovers forever.
Yeah,
And I was supposed to like have my memory wiped or something. I don't know, but I'm okay, don't worry about it, I'm fine. I've just been
yeah.
drilled in the head, but don't worry about it, absolutely fine. So
No,
it's like, okay. Then the next scene, they're like in London, it's like, okay, let's do this. And she's like, you know what? I know this
I'm
is
not
like
going
Leicester
to.
Square and this is 7 p.m. Leicester Square. Sorry, this is Trafalgar Square and it's 7 p.m.
And
and
it's
then
empty.
it's completely dead. But which is obviously ridiculous in itself. She's like, I'm not gonna go, and he just goes, all right, see ya, and just walks off.
Yeah,
I was like, hold on, you just built up
it's
this
like
like love thing, and it's and
yeah,
now
and he's
just
just like easy come, easy go, and it as well
yeah,
because like he hasn't loved, has he? Since who died? He was
whatever her name is.
yeah in what was that in Quantum of Solace or Sky? That was in Quantum of Solace,
Well,
wasn't it?
she
Or
died.
was it
Yeah,
in
well, she died at the end of
End of Casino Royale?
Casino Royale / beginning of
Yeah,
Quantum Solace. Yeah,
yeah, and he's been like fucking heartbroken ever since. So then now he's like, okay, yeah, I've met this chick for about 5 minutes and I love her, and then yeah, see you later. But it's she's gonna come back anyway. So it's really everything is so predictable. I like the way like Quantum Solace and Skyfall and Casino Royale had a bit more, or a lot more like grit about them, and they tried to make it less cheesy and less cliche, and a bit more realistic and unpredictable. And I know a little bit more kind of Jason Bourne style, but that's what I liked about these modern ones. But it just didn't. It felt like a modern looking Bond with a script they dusted off from 30 years ago and just
yeah, it
gone
was.
and then gone like, should we
Even
change the
after the
character names? And they're like, no, just use the same character names. Like, well, should we? Yeah, just do it. Fuck it. No one will notice. And then it's like, why do you do that? Like, what? Like, why bring back old characters? Why not just have new ones? I just don't get it.
It was the whole thing was weird. Like even when they did the train scene, and I was like with Bautista, and I was like,
Mm,
"This is pretty cool." And
mm.
then I was like, "This is kind of." I feel like I'm now watching a really old James Bond film. And when it's like finishes, and they're like, "What should we do?" And it's like, "Let's fuck." And then it's like, "Down, down, down." Now the
Yeah.
kinks, and I'm
Well,
like, "What the fuck am I watching? This is."
yeah. I didn't see that scene because they fucking cut it out in Malaysia
I
when I watched
really.
it. It literally,
Well, yeah.
it
Instead
was,
of
it was so
like,
stupid. He just literally goes so. What? Yeah, he just goes. So what should we do now? And then she looks at him, and then where the version I saw it just cut, and then the next day they're just like running around some city somewhere. So what happened? Was
yeah,
it
there's like,
explicit?
there's a brief scene of them just like kissing and taking each other's clothes off, whatever, in the carriage.
Is that
But
it? You don't see anything.
no, you don't see anything.
So the scene with Monica Bellucci at the beginning was what just this as
God.
it just explicit, if not more.
Yeah. Oh, where she's just sitting there, like in her stockings or whatever.
No, when then he gets her up against the wall and they're talking and kissing and stuff.
Yeah. Well, after that, like, there's a scene where
No, I saw
she's
that.
just on the. Okay, right. Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
that
just the
was in
same.
it. Yeah, in the version I saw, that scene was in it completely. And I remember I was watching it thinking, oh, this is quite racy. So they kept this in, and then they cut out the train sex scene. So I thought, shit, that must have had some
No, it's
nudity in
basically
it.
no. There was neither basically. But
Bullshit.
even with that, like Monica Bellucci, I was like, oh, I can't wait for her to like come back in it. And I was like,
Yeah.
she doesn't. She's in it for, and also it's like that whole thing of like, "Oh, it's my husband, she's dead," and he's just basically almost like taking advantage of her.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah, exactly.
forcing himself on her, even though she's like, "My husband's just died. He was still my husband." And he's like, "Whatever, you didn't love him, just fuck me."
Yeah, I
And
know.
she's like,
And he
"Okay."
just looks. He doesn't look like he's into it, does he? He's just like, oh god, I should probably fuck some Bond, but he just doesn't look interested.
I don't know, mate. The whole thing was just stupid. Like literally beginning to end, I was like, "This is terrible. Like this is really bad." Not even just like, with the bad as a bad James Bond film. This is a really,
Yeah,
really terrible
it's just a
film.
shit film. And like the only for me saving grace is I liked the costume designer stuff was good as always. So he had some wicked outfits, but at the very beginning, the first scene, his suit was like too small. I don't know if
I
like
don't remember.
it just annoyed me that whole scene where he was like running around the rooftops, and it's on the trailer and he jumps on the helicopter and stuff. It's like you wouldn't be able to do that in that suit, man. It's way too small. It's like two sizes too small. But then later on, like I like when he changed, he goes to different locations and stuff. He had some pretty cool outfits on. And the car, the DB10 was pretty sweet as well. But then why couldn't it do certain stuff? Was it because it was a prototype, or had Q actually just gone, yeah, I'm not going to let you have the missile launchers in your car?
Yeah, I think it's just that it wasn't finished or
Is that
something. I
right?
think. Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
'cause
that's what I presumed.
I don't know, certain things just didn't make sense. They just didn't tie a lot of the
How
plot
the
points
fuck
up
did he get a
together.
car out there as well?
I know exactly. Yeah, how did he suddenly get all the way out there? And then why would Q cover for him anyway? And all this shit. And then why Ralph Fiennes us suddenly over there? And why is Moneypenny getting involved as well? So I was towards the end. It was like, why are all the characters in the same car together, running around in the action? Isn't the whole point that's usually Bond and everyone else is like at home at MI5 or whatever? I guess it was in London, but still, it just felt all like cartoony and stupid and written by a kid.
Yeah, I didn't like it. So it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's a shame. It felt like a waste of Christoph Waltz as well. Because
Well, the thing
he
is, I have a problem with Christoph Waltz in that I do think that he is really good. I
at one
think he
thing.
has to play exactly.
Yeah,
He has to
and
play a certain tone and a certain character,
yeah,
and like because I saw what was it, Big Eyes,
yeah,
and I was like, this is like weird. This is
yeah.
just
It was.
he's just a weird character in this,
Mm.
but it's just his usual like
Yeah, it has to be kind of
snake.
sinister,
And in this,
doesn't it?
it's like yeah, but he was hardly for the big fucking mastermind that's behind everything, and like there's a meeting where someone's getting their eyes crushed for some reason or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, they were nice.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, there were nice shots in that scene of like these low angles and stuff, like the slow reveal. But yeah, and then it's like they were like, yeah, yeah, Christoph Waltz, can you just do what you do? Just keep doing that. And you're probably like, well, can't I play it a bit differently? No, no, just do, how you did in Glorious Bastards. Just do that again, and then
Yeah.
yeah, it just it's just a waste. And then as well, because as soon as he says like he had a different name, right? And then he was like, well, no, now I'm called Blofeld. Then you know
Yeah.
that he was going to survive. As soon as he said that name, you're like, oh, so he's not going to die then. So he's supposed to be the Blofeld from years ago for some reason.
They'll
So
bring
then
him back.
yeah, so you already know he can't die. And then you already know as well that Bond won't lose this girl. The girl's not going to die. Totally spoil everything now, by the way. But um, because he's mourning the chick, they're not going to make him go through that twice. So you just already knew what was going to happen way before the film was even like at its halfway point. Um, but it just felt pointless for me. I just don't know why they made it.
No, I hate
Yeah,
it.
there's nothing original in there at all. And I mean, is it just like the way they're doing Spider-Man for a new audience? Like, fuck it, we'll just do the same characters and the same plot because people won't remember. The first people who will watch this, it's too old now anyway. They don't care, so it's a new audience. Is
Well,
it like
maybe.
that? Is it though? But then if it is, it doesn't make sense because it's still that that kind of audience aren't just going to jump onto this. It's not that's not the right kind of franchise for it. So it's
I don't
just
know, man.
nonsensical.
The whole thing's just fucking weird.
You reckon it was just them two? They were contracted to do it, Mendes and
I think definitely they
Blade.
just threw a lot of money at Mendes to do it.
Mm.
Whether he wanted to do it or not, I don't know. I mean, to be honest, there's an element of like, man, he wouldn't want to do a James Bond film, but maybe with Skyfall, it was like he was able to like look at the script a bit and work on it properly and be like,
Yeah.
okay, this is a film I want to make. When they were like, right, we have to get you back to do another one. Maybe it was like, well, I just kind of made my James Bond film.
Yeah.
I'm quite happy about it. Like, no, you have to do another one because it was so massively successful. It's like, oh, okay,
Well,
like, I mean, and it has to be out like next year.
yeah, exactly. That's
It's
the
like,
thing, man. That like these days, the studios have got that it's so crowded with these massive tentpole releases that the way they schedule things are like what 2 or 3 or 4 years in advance. They know the exact date it's supposed to be coming out, don't they? So they're always working towards a tight deadline.
yeah.
So many of these big films suffer from that because these days it's like if it doesn't come out that weekend, the next weekend is fucking Star Wars or whatever. So they've got
Yeah.
like the smallest like window of opportunity to get these films out and like make big bucks within about 2 weeks before the next big guy turns up. That I think a lot of these films really suffer because they get so rushed, and then especially directors like that who probably should have just done one and left. You know, they're either contracted or paid shitloads of money to do it, and their heart might not be in it.
But there's an element that you know of it that I think that if you're a good enough director, you shouldn't be letting that pressure get to you. Like, just walk
Yeah,
away
yeah,
from it then.
yeah,
Like, if Sam Mendes wasn't like, if he felt too much pressure in X, Y, Z and all this stuff, it's like, you know, there's that part of me where it's like, oh, you know, but the money and, you know, the man's still got to get paid. And it's like, he is Sam Mendes. Like, if he wanted to walk out of a film and
yeah,
it's
exactly.
finished,
You can walk straight into another one.
exactly. There's no. So when it's like, you know, there's a little bit like all the studios, too much pressure from the studio and they made him cut stuff or whatever. There's an element of like, yeah, but fucking you think about Kubrick or whatever.
Yeah,
It used to be like, if you touch my movie, I'm going to come over there and
literally fucking stab you in the face. Yeah.
yeah. You know, I'm not saying that violence is the answer, but I'm just like, there's an element of like, get some fucking balls, seriously.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you never know what goes on with these studios, do you? That's what I quite like
No,
about the Mission
easy
Impossible
balls.
films. Is that at least Mission Impossible films, they get a new director every time. It's
Yeah.
a thing, you know. I don't think they would even want the same director twice. And
Well,
that's
man, going
works.
quickly, just scooching onto that because I finally saw Rogue Nation as well,
Yeah,
and I did really like it.
yeah. It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah,
Come to Earth. Yeah,
there was
there it
like
is.
there were some bits like when even though I'd kind of seen it before on the IMAX trailers, whatever, but with the motorbike and the car chase and like just all the different, I was literally like, man, this is what I want to see. Like, it
Yeah,
really
man.
like got my fucking blood pumping and stuff.
It's
And I was
relentless,
like,
isn't it? That's like the
yeah,
action when it goes from the underwater stuff and then straight into the motorbike chase. Fucking
yeah,
wicked. That's
exactly.
like
And
a good 20 minutes of just like, whoa, you know, that's what you want. That kind of film. You
yeah,
don't want to sometimes just be like, okay, here's a breather, and then the next action scene will be in 10 minutes time.
yeah,
But
exactly.
cool. Just yeah, different.
And just Tom Cruise as well. I mean, I know like whatever. I actually really like Tom Cruise, whatever. And it just he's fucking perfect sometimes. Like, whenever he's doing these action things, I'm just like, I really feel like he's doing it. It sounds
Yeah.
so stupid.
Maybe he
He's
did.
done it a million times.
Yeah, but he did cling on to that
Yeah,
plane. I mean,
yeah,
he was harnessed up, but he did that stunt. You know, fucking is you know, for all his weird, you know, he's probably an alien or whatever the hell, a gay alien. But yeah, for all his oddities, he's at least he does his own stunts and
yeah,
he fucking pushes himself. And like he's
yeah.
like, what is he now? I can't remember how he's like
Like,
53,
yeah,
and he's like in wicked shape. So whatever, you know.
yeah. I mean, also it's like it. I don't know. It's difficult because like comparing it to like something like Spectre, which I felt Spectre took itself pretty fucking seriously for what
Yeah,
it actually was. And
yeah,
all right, like, you know, Mission Impossible being like the big bombastic American version of it, I was like, I like that 100 times better. I didn't
yeah,
like it as much as 3, but
yeah.
I liked it more than 4.
4 was the
4 was when he's climbing
in,
up the
in Dubai.
skyscraper.
4 was
Yeah.
good, man. That was the Brad Bird one, wasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't mind. It was all right.
Oh,
I,
that's
I
4.
liked I like well, the thing is, I like third is still like my favorite.
I can't remember the third one. What happened to
That's
the third one?
J.J. Abrams of Philip with Tom Stevens as Philip Seymour
Oh,
Hoffman, and
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, and all the motorbike stuff at the end. Is it?
yeah, was
Is
it
that
Mobile
one?
Stuff at the end?
Where he
Well, no,
does
when he's
like,
like in
when
China
they're
or whatever, and he's like sprinting too, and like Simon Pegg's like, it's like 500 meters away. It's like, okay,
oh yeah,
he's
yeah,
just like
yeah. That's
running.
cool. What's the one? Oh, maybe it's Mission Impossible 2, where
It's possible
he's
too. It's a motorcycle at the end. Yeah, that's
yeah, when
John
he's on the
Woo.
beach
Whatever.
and shit, and then that's John Boo. That's why it's got all the doves and shit. And then he kicks the sand, and the gun flies
Yeah,
directly up, which would never happen
I know
into
that's
his
probably
hand.
my least favorite. That's
Yeah,
really
that
like
was pretty cheesy, but yeah, you're right.
cheese.
I think they kind of just get better and better. To be honest, with Mission Impossible, they at least remain. They keep their standard anyway.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
one was,
three for me was like it, just because
yeah,
like it was the classic Abrams thing where there's and it's a simple formula for him, but he goes from one set piece to another. It's completely relentless. It's always a short period of time, and there's always at any one point like three or four things happening at once. So it's never just like
yeah,
it's never just like, oh, we need to do this and do that. It's always there's loads of other stuff happening.
mm,
Um, like for instance, right at the beginning of three, where they're trying to get the thing out of the woman, and they're trying to fly the helicopter around these like windmills at the same time they're getting chased and all this stuff.
yeah,
And just like at any one time, there's like 100 things going on. Anyway, it's great. I loved it.
yeah. I enjoyed it. Shame one wasn't the same, huh?
Yeah. Go on. So what else? What else have you been? What else have you watched? Let's do it. Let's hit
Okay,
this.
I know there's a couple that I know there's you've seen a couple that I've seen. Which I
Yeah,
might
I've
mention.
seen quite a lot recently, which is good. Did you see the latest Paranormal Activity? You loved it.
Yeah, yeah. I- I've seen. Well, let me
Hello,
burn for a couple before I go to the ones that we both
hello,
see.
hello. Can't hear you. Here he is.
Yeah, something's not right. I think it's my. I guess it's my computer then. It's not working.
Oh, weird.
Wait. Yeah, because it's my phone's getting it, but when I try, let's try again. Shut down Chrome. Let's see. Some Gmail says something's not right.
I'm going to stop broadcast.